Everything in your life, every result, every struggle, every victory is a reflection of one thing: your state. You want more success, more confidence, more unstoppable energy? Then you have to master yourself. Because if you don't control your mind, your emotions, your focus, life will control you. And let me ask you, how's that been working for you so far? Your mind is the ultimate architect of your reality. Every thought, every belief, every internal dialogue is either building you up or tearing you down. The stories you tell yourself shape your actions, and your actions shape your life. If you keep repeating, "I'm not smart enough," your brain will find evidence to prove it. But if you declare, "I figure things out," your mind will start working for you instead of against you. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle isn't talent or luck. It's control over their own thinking. Most people let their thoughts run wild, like an untamed horse dragging them in random directions. But the moment you grab the reins and direct your focus, everything changes. You don't have to believe every fear that pops into your head. You don't have to accept every limiting story you've been told. The fastest way to shift your state is to challenge the voice that says, "I can't," and replace it with, "What if I can?" Your brain is a supercomputer, and the questions you ask are the commands it follows. Ask, "Why is this happening to me?" And it will feed you reasons to feel like a victim. But ask, "How can I make this work for me?" And it will start generating solutions. The key is awareness, catching yourself in the moment before doubt takes over, and consciously redirecting your mental energy. This isn't positive thinking, this is strategic thinking. You wouldn't let a stranger walk into your house and rearrange your furniture, so why let random thoughts rearrange your mindset? Take control by feeding your mind empowering language, relentless focus, and unstoppable belief. The moment you do, you'll notice opportunities you never saw before, energy you didn't know you had, and a version of yourself that's been waiting to break free. This is the power of mental discipline, not just thinking differently, but wiring yourself for unstoppable action. You think your emotions are truth, but they're not. They're just signals, temporary states influenced by your physiology, focus, and the meaning you assign to events. That frustration you feel, that anxiety, that sudden burst of doubt, it's not reality, it's just your body's chemical response to the thoughts you're feeding it. And here's the game changer. You can rewrite that chemistry in an instant. Your body and mind are connected in an endless feedback loop. Slump your shoulders, take shallow breaths, and your brain gets the signal. Something's wrong. But throw your chest out, stand like a champion, and breathe like you own the room. Your brain gets a new message. It's go time. Most people wait to feel ready before they act, but winners act first and let the emotion follow. They know motivation doesn't create action. Action creates motivation. That heaviness you feel when facing a challenge, it's not a wall, it's a doorway. Your fear isn't weakness, it's energy waiting to be redirected. The moment you move, physically, mentally, emotionally, you take control of the script. Change your posture and you change your presence. Change your focus and you change your feelings. Change your language and you change your limits. Emotions are fuel, and you get to decide whether they power your excuses or your breakthroughs. When frustration hits, you can either let it paralyze you or use it to push harder. When fear shows up, you can retreat or let it sharpen your focus. Every emotion has energy. The question is, will you let it control you or will you harness it? The fastest way to shift isn't to wait for inspiration, it's to create motion. Stand up, clap your hands, force a smile, shout, "Yes," like you mean it. Your brain doesn't argue, it obeys. Fake it until you make it. No, move it until you become it. Because control isn't about never feeling fear or doubt. It's about knowing you can override them the moment you choose to. Your body speaks to your mind in a language of movement and chemistry, and you hold the translation key. Breathe like you're confident, and confidence comes. Move like you're unstoppable, and barriers start to fall. The emotion you need isn't coming to you. It's waiting for you to summon it through decisive action. This isn't philosophy, it's physiology. Your state isn't fixed, it's fluid, and you are the one who gets to direct the flow. Discipline isn't something you find, it's something you forge through a reason so compelling that it pulls you forward even when everything in you wants to quit. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because their why isn't strong enough to override the resistance. When your reason is weak, the first obstacle becomes an excuse. But when your reason is ironclad, when it's tied to something that shakes you to your core, you'll move mountains before you let yourself fail. Think of the mother working 3 jobs to feed her kids. She doesn't wait for motivation. Think of the athlete training at 4 a.m. They don't negotiate with comfort. Their why is so visceral, so non-negotiable, that action becomes automatic. You want control? Then connect your goals to something deeper than surface-level desires. Getting in shape is weak. Being strong enough to play with my grandchildren is unstoppable. Making more money fades. Breaking my family's cycle of struggle burns like fire. The moment your brain links pain to inaction and pleasure to follow through, your behavior changes on a cellular level. This isn't about willpower, it's about wiring. Visualize the cost of staying the same until it hurts more than the effort of changing. See the future version of yourself who didn't act, regretful, diminished, full of what-ifs. Now feel the pride of the version who pushed through, stronger, freer, thriving. That emotional contrast isn't just a trick, it's leverage. Your deepest why lives in your gut, not your head. It's the thing that makes your hands shake when you think about losing it, or your blood boil when you imagine never trying. Maybe it's proving someone wrong. Maybe it's proving yourself right. Maybe it's the look in your child's eyes when they see what's possible. Find that. Write it where you'll see it daily. Let it scream louder than your doubts, because when purpose takes the wheel, excuses get thrown out the window. You won't need to force discipline. You'll feel pulled by something bigger than momentary comfort. That's how ordinary people do extraordinary things, not by mustering effort, but by connecting to a reason that refuses to let them settle. Control isn't about perfection, it's about relentless forward motion. One decisive action, no matter how small, breaks the spell of hesitation and rewires you for momentum. Most people wait for the right moment, the perfect conditions, or some magical burst of motivation. But winners understand the secret. Action creates clarity, not the other way around. That first rep in the gym, the first sentence written, the first cold call made, it's never the action itself that's hard. It's the resistance your mind creates before you start. The moment you move, the illusion of impossibility shatters. Setbacks. They're just data, not judgments on your worth, but feedback for your next move. A missed workout doesn't erase months of progress unless you let it become an excuse to quit entirely. A bad meal isn't failure unless you use it as permission to binge. The difference between those who regain control and those who spiral is simple: the speed at which they course correct. Champions don't dwell, they adjust and advance before the stumble becomes a habit. This is the rhythm of mastery: decision, action, evaluation, refinement, played on loop until it becomes second nature. Your power lives in the present moment's choice, not in yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's promises. Right now, you can reset everything with one intentional act: a 5-minute walk to break inertia, deleting distractions to reclaim focus, or speaking an uncomfortable truth to set boundaries. Small wins compound into unshakable confidence, when you consistently prove to yourself that your word means something. Every time you follow through despite resistance, you dilute fear's hold over you. The pattern is undeniable. Action builds evidence of your capability. Evidence builds belief, and belief makes the next action easier. Waiting for certainty is how dreams die. Real control comes from trusting your ability to handle whatever arises after you start. Momentum isn't found, it's forged through the daily discipline of choosing progress over procrastination, even when, especially when, it feels inconvenient. The path isn't linear, but each step forward strengthens your certainty that no obstacle is permanent unless you allow it to be. Life doesn't happen to you. It happens because of you. You've just been handed the keys to your own freedom. The power to control your mind, master your emotions, fuel your purpose, and take relentless action. But here's the raw truth. This speech means nothing if you walk out of here the same person you were when you walked in. The world isn't moved by what people know. It's changed by what people do. So I'm not asking you to be inspired. I'm daring you to act. Right now, decide one thing you'll do differently today. Right now, identify the excuse you're done tolerating. Right now, reconnect to the deepest why that will drag you through resistance. This is your moment, not tomorrow, not when things calm down. Now, stand up, get angry, get hungry, and go. The life you want isn't coming to you. You are going to it. Let's see what you're really made of.